had been singing in those type of groups since he was a teenager. And he was a farmer living out on 46 here, and gave a piece of land next to his home, and they had put a building there. It was one of the surplus buildings left over after World War II, I think. I'm talking now more of just about what I know by having been told, and a lot of those men worked to get it in shape and have it be a place they could use as a meeting place and a place for dances and singer fests, and that's what it was used for until Mr. Becker died. Everything changed because it was no longer a group that had a piece of property. Most of these places, like Singarunda, has had a piece of property where they had a hall, they could have dances, could have the concerts and plays or whatever they want to use it for. We never had this place out here air conditioned, and that was one of the disadvantages. But we were down to only one active club. There were several clubs in New Braunfels at one time, and I'm really not prepared off the cuff to give a history of it. I know that there were men's choruses. The hall that is now by the Eagles, that was a singer's hall called Echo Hall, and there was a men's group called the Echo Gesangverein. A Gesangverein is, a club for singing. Well, and there, in other words, I knew of that there were other clubs earlier, and we still have a group that likes to continue to use their name, but they don't meet to sing, and they don't sing in these singer fests. It's just all older people, you see. In our group, the Harmony group, I could probably call myself the reason that ours did get some new members and did continue, and at the present time it has a nice a good membership. I hope it will continue. It's been a great thing for me, and of course, actually, it's through that organization that I met my husband. He had come to New Braunfels, as many people do, for retirement, where his children were nearby, and he had been very busy because he was the caregiver for his wife, and he was not able to care for herself completely. So they were living at Eden Home when she died, which was about the same time that Mr. Becker died. I had been asked to be president of it several times, and would go back and forth because I'd say, well, someone else can do it. I don't need to do it all the time, and so forth. So I had we were having this was 94 when these two people died, Mrs. Buell and Mr. Becker, both died in the same year. And we actually were looking forward to 95 as being it's going to be a sesquicentennial year here in New Braunfels. And we wanted to have something special during that year and be part of the celebration. So I inserted a little article in the paper to invite anyone who was interested in singing with us to come. Told them when to come, where to come. And forgetting about really not taking much notice of the fact that we had a constitution that stated that people had to be introduced and had to be voted on, and introduced, that is, maybe I should not say be introduced, but be
recommended
by a member. And then, well, I had an adult German class or two. One I remember had 24 people in it. And so one of the ones was my friend Linnell and her husband that came. And I had a friend I made with the friend who ended up living here half a year in Hamburg, where she had come from. She came to New Braunfels about the time I had that adult class and was in it. And there was another couple that was in that class. I think they both passed away. I know that the wife has. They left our group here by moving to the hill country, but they were good members for a good while and were German people. So we did get in some through the other means than through the recommendations. And I think by now they may have done some, I think there has been some renewal, shall I say, or reworking of the Constitution, and we do have a good membership. We've had a lot of people move into town, and we've even had, I was pleased to see that we have some native German people who have moved in and who are members. I would still love to go and sing every Monday night. Now we've changed it to Monday night to get to a night that suited more people. That was made. You have to.
Is that water boiling? Did I hear?
No.
Okay, I thought I heard something.
No.
Make sure that wasn't something.
No, I didn't put on any when you said you didn't want any more. So when I began to not be there all the time, somehow they decided to make me an honorary member, and it's been very, very nice many times. And I really miss it. It's a good place. I mean, it's a good setting for friendships. Curiously, I think I was the first one to marry out of there, but there are two couples I can think of right now who did find each other there and have married. In fact, I was there last when the last one